Well, hello everybody. It's Carpo here, and I'm going to do this video to answer a couple questions. I guess they're not really questions, but rather comments I've had over the last couple of years since I started my channel. And mostly over the last year, since I gained more subscribers. And I want to kind of give a rundown of how I feel about the whole situation of subscribers and news and all this different stuff, but mostly there's just 2 points I wanted to cover in this video, and I'll try to be brief, even though I know I go off sometimes. There's two issues that tend to come up that people ask me. One of them is people will say, hey, you seem to have, a grasp on things that you want to understand, you want to help the world, you want to help people. And I say, why don't you, put yourself out there more and do more stuff to try to, get exposed and, I guess, sponsor myself, in other words. I've even had people tell me I should advertise on my channel, they gain information or insight or whatever from certain videos, and that, it'd be worth it. And so I wanted to talk about that aspect of monetization, as well as people who, what was that? Still scooter. Um, Monetization, as well as that important information that people want to convey, such as what's important to them, like political issues, world issues, that people want to get groups together and try to make movements and change these things. And the second aspect to this is, let's see, there's the first one would be, oh yeah, somebody mentioned today, that I should take notes, more and organize, because I could make more of an impact and get myself out there more, kind of for the same reasons. And so I wanted to explain why I don't do either one of those things, or any three of those things, I guess. First, I'll start off with about 2 years ago. I basically, over the last 2 years, I've developed I have, I think, 1,660 subs. And out of those 1,660 subs, I have approximately 45 people that really watch my videos. Maybe 40 to 60 people, depending on the video. Out of those 40 to 60 people, I have maybe 10-15 people that comment once in a while. And then maybe another 8 or 9 who comment regularly. So really, I only have a small group of people who comment regularly, but a group of people who watch the videos. Regardless, some have never commented ever. Some people say they subscribed to my channel for a year and never commented until something they wanted to speak, and some people just don't comment. But here's what I found, is that about a year and a half ago, I made a few videos about Illuminati and whatnot, and I did an experiment where I made the title of my video something along the lines of breaking news. You've got to see this. The end of the world is coming, or something. Well, I made an end of the world video the other day, but that was kind of a joke. The actual ones, if you really want to get people, you say things like breaking news, you've got to see this, or Illuminati, breaking secrets, new secrets revealed, stuff like that. So as a joke, I made a couple of videos where when I came on, I was like, ha, gotcha, and those videos got hundreds of views within, a couple of days. I mean, a dozen times more than any of my other ones. All the keywords were things like Illuminati, New World Order, fear. And at that point, about a year and a half ago, I said, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm unsubscribing to all my channels that are fear-mongering. I'm only going to stay with those who present the news in an unbiased, unfearful atmosphere. And I'm going to cease to make videos that are negative. And since I did that, it was funny because you can look at your chart, your sub chart, you get a whole bunch of subs at one time, then it drops off because people want that type of subject matter. So to answer the question of me getting out there and getting more subscribers or whatnot, I really don't care. That's my whole point, I guess, is that I don't want a lot of subscribers. I want a small group of people who really want to think about life. And I have no intention of trying to monetize on the other side of that. You know, I may put ads in my videos one day, but as of right now, why? Because I can't see any reason why I should make money off of me just talking. You know, because nothing I'm presenting here, I mean, sure, a lot of it's my research, but it's stuff I don't do to research for a job or to present. I do it to research for myself. And I do lots of research, find out all kinds of stuff. Once in a while I find something I want to share, and I share it. And, you know, that's not worth getting paid. A lot of these people realize that if they make fear-mongering videos, get thousands of subscribers, and then monetize their ads, they can make pretty good money. And to each his own. That's not my thing. Now, to answer the structuring thing, the structuring aspect of my videos, a while back I used to take notes, and I would try to have a list hanging from my camera. I did this only maybe one out of every like 10 videos maximum, but if it was an important one, I would take notes, especially if I'd been listening to a lecture and I wanted to share information. But I would use it, I would just write like 3 or 4 words, and I would use those 3 or 4 words to remind me, and then speak what I have to say. A couple of my videos I've done where I've read papers that I've written, and the papers and books that I write are where I really put out my deepest thoughts, and I put my most time into editing and focus. And I haven't read any of those because I'm still debating whether I should publish them. I have a book, kind of a joke about, you know, what does it mean to be alive, kind of thing. Where in the end it basically says, you know, don't believe what I'm telling you. I'm just saying this is what works for me, and each person has to find their own path, kind of thing. But reluctance to release this kind of information that's based on my perceptions, because I realize that it's arrogance to think that any one person can help others to find a path that's valid for them. But a lot of people need that direction. And so this is where I'm torn, and I guess where I come to is I want to help people. I would love to be a guru or a teacher. Maybe not a guru in the sense of a guru white robe crap. I really would like to be a counselor or someone to help, you know, maybe troubled kids, or just to be, you know, I guess I like to help people. But every time I think, well, I could do this or I could do that, I think it reminds me of the old saying I heard, which is, no man has anything to teach until he's over 50. And I guess in today's world we could learn a lot more, a lot quicker, but wisdom comes with age, no matter how much you learn. You know, life experience and deep thought, which takes years. So regardless of what I know now, I feel inadequate to teach. So sometimes I've been accused of being a false prophet and a false teacher and a liar and all these different things. And I just laugh because it's like I'm very open-minded to everything. Anything that comes out that crosses my path that even questions something I believe to be true, I stop what I'm doing and look more into that, because I don't want to know someone else's truth, and I don't want to know a fake truth. I want to know my own truth. So what I'm doing here on my channel is presenting my truth as I see it. Not expecting anyone to believe me or try to convince anyone of anything. That's never my goal. I just feel like vocalizing how I feel. So my hope is, you know, if I guess someday to maybe take my enjoyment of philosophy and my enjoyment of speaking, because I like to talk, I don't deny that, and turn it into a career, or, you know, some sort of a speaking career where I can help people. But one thing that keeps me from doing these kind of things is expectation. And so I'm going to leave on that note so I can really wrap it up and say my only fear of ever getting into some sort of a organized system where I'm getting paid. Maybe I had a radio show or even a YouTube channel where I'm monetizing, when I have lots of viewers. It becomes a hassle because you're expected to produce, and people have expectations of you, and they also have, uh, they call you out on everything. I've seen the way people treat others who are presenting these news stories and truth and whatnot. It's just not for me. And then people get defensive and start trying to prove that they're right. And what's the point? I don't know very much about other people's deepest thoughts. I just know mine. And all I know is that when I speak, I reflect my thoughts, and a small group of people out there resonate with the thoughts that I'm presenting and say, hey, I feel the same way. And that's why I do this. To exchange thoughts with those few people, not so I can change their minds or convince them of anything, and not so they can change my mind or convince me of anything, but rather so we can exchange ideas in an atmosphere, even an argumentative atmosphere, to try to see exactly what we can resolve in this world. So, those are my thoughts on why I do what I do, and why I don't really care about structure. There was a time when I thought about maybe putting up a backdrop, and I wanted to get my channel all professional-like, and I've even had people say, somebody left a comment saying, oh, your video sucks because, he said, get a backdrop or something like that. And it was like a really deep, meaningful video to me, that I'd made. He's like, yeah, get a backdrop, it's too dark in the room. And I'm like, this is the problem with society. People aren't paying attention to the message. They're looking at the aesthetics. And this is, symbolism runs deep. So, namaste everybody, and it's good to know y'all.